Yes, madam.
Oh.
Stephen, wema wapata senji napenda wao.
People, kindly keep your microphones muted. We don't want to mute everyone because we want to have an interactive session that is smooth. So please don't keep unmuting when you have no answer.
Between Harry and Stephen.
Friends, please keep your microphones muted. Yes, Paul. Paul, you can now unmute and give us your definition of patriotism. Paul. Paul. Yes, Sarah, do you want to share? Yes, Juliet.
Madam, patriotism, in my understanding, is one's love for his or her country, including the environment. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that modified definition. So Juliet has made our first definition even better. It is one's love for their country, but this is also supported by their love for the environment in which they live. One's love for where they live, love for your school, love for your community. Then that graduates to the eventual love for your entire country. Yes, and when you love your country, we call you a patriot. Very good. Thank you so much. So we have learning outcomes. By the end of this lesson, I am targeting that by the end of this lesson, each student that has logged in will be able to define patriotism and mention at least 5 words related to this topic, patriotism. So as we go about our definition, I'll be achieving this learning outcome when I hear you discuss this topic with its technicalities and its technical terms. For example, if you're referring to love for your country, if you're mentioning a word like a patriot, emblem, national flag, national anthem, I'll be getting those different words, and I'm hoping that by the end of this lesson, you will learn a word or two related to this topic, patriotism. So we are going to read at least one passage by the end of this lesson and answer at least 4 questions about it correctly. Make sure that when we get to those questions, you can answer at least 4 to be confident that you have benefited from this class. Then I want us to be able to give the contextual meaning of words as used in a passage. We usually meet this question and it challenges us so much. We don't know what to do. We don't know if we should repeat the words given in the question. We don't know if we are asked about domestic violence, if the word violence should come again as we are defining it, and it ends up taking away from us. It ends up taking our marks. And I want us to learn to be able to get all those marks. Usually they can be 4 to 5, depending on the examiner. And I want us to be able to give the contextual meaning of words as used in passages moving forward. And then finally, we are going to have a very important question on how to inculcate patriotism in people. Some people don't love the country for reasons best known to themselves. And I want us to discuss as young citizens how to improve, how to put that culture of patriotism in people and have students that love the country. Those students will maybe take the love to their the people around them. And at the end of the day, we want to discuss ways of improving and inculcating patriotism in the citizens of Uganda. Yes, those are our few learning outcomes. I tried to keep them 4 because we don't have a lot of time. Yes, so we have our words, keywords. If you have a book, you can write them down as I listen to Gloria. Gloria, your hand is up. So people, if you have your notebook, you can be writing these words, trying to see which one you can define as we listen to Gloria. Gloria, it's your time. Please unmute and tell us.
I wanted to define patriotism.
It is okay. Please go ahead.
Patriotism is the deep affection for one's country. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Gloria. Do you consider yourself a patriot?
Yes.
Why?
Because I love my country. I take care of the environment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you heard
Mon-
about the incident?
About?
About what happened to people that live in Chitezi?
Yes.
What happened?
The heaps of rubbish that formed a mountain. Okay, the heaps of rubbish collapsed and covered over 50 houses. Yes, and killed most people and left the others injured. Yeah.
So as a patriotic student, what have you done to show that you know about this situation and you feel sorry for them? Do you even feel sorry for them, for the people affected?
I do.
So what are you doing about it?
Nothing really. Okay, I don't know if I have the capacity to give a hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, you can start by praying for them.
Yes.
Take time and pray for them. Many of them must be depressed and they don't know what life holds for them after this. Hey, put them in your prayer, and then maybe you can start thinking actively on how you can help. And you may not be able to go to Chitezi, but in case there are any other people in your environment that are going through situations like those where they're hopeless and maybe they have calamities around them, yes, as a patriotic person, take time and do something to help. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Gloria. So back to our current slide, we have these words. Who wants to read them out for us? Our key words. Key terms. Yes, Erin. Thank you.
The key terms are
Go ahead, we can hear you.
the first one is a bit difficult, but there is civic education, then dedication, dependable, devotion, hero or heroine, and then inspire, integrity, obligation, patriot.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Erin. So we have these words. I want us to define some of them. We may not define all, but I'm interested in the first one, allegiance, civic education, and a few more others. So if there is any word here that you can define for us, kindly raise your hand. We may lower the hands for people that wanted to read the words, and now we keep those that want to define a thing or two on our screens. Like I told you, it is one of my objectives that by the end of this lesson, we know some words related to patriotism. So if there is any word you can define for us, just raise your hand. Esther, are you ready?
Yes.
Go
Yes.
ahead. Thank you.
Allegiance. Allegiance.
Okay, what does it mean?
Loyalty to a person of higher status or to a group of or to a group or cause. Sorry.
Okay, so do you think you know what it means in relation to patriotism?
For example, let me say we have a president and has a prime minister. They order her or him to go and take some money to some injured people.
Okay.
And he or she takes that money and doesn't bribe it. That means he or she is loyal to that person of a higher status.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So to be loyal and true and choosing your country first. Thank you. Thank you so much, Esther. So Hadia has a word she wants to define for me. Go ahead, my co-host. Yes, Hadia, please unmute. Oh, Hadia is finding it difficult to unmute. Yes, Tyra Banks. Tyra Banks, are you there? Okay, I will not be wasting any more time on that. Yes, Juliet. Juliet, please unmute and give us your definition. Is something happening?
Okay, madam. For me, I'm defining dedication.
Go ahead.
Dedication, the quality of being committed to a task or purpose.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, Paul. Paul, can you hear me? Okay. Oh, sorry. I need one person who can define for me civic education. Civic education, civic education, civic education. Civic education, who do I choose? Someone using Infinix Hot 30. Oh, okay. Nana, civic education. Okay. Anyone that can unmute and share with us and save some time. Please unmute if you can define civic education for us. Esther, do you think you can define it for us? Esther or Gloria, I've left it open. Whoever can unmute first and define civic education. Friends, we are wasting time. I need to have this definition so that we move on to the next slide. Anyone, just unmute and give us the definition of civic education. It's very important for us to understand it as we go forward. Yes, Trevor? Barunji, do you think you can unmute?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Civic education is the provision of information and learning experiences to equip and empower citizens to participate in democratic processes.
Okay, thank you very much. That's correct. Yes, this is information that is carefully chosen for you to know about your country, about the leadership of your country, about the fact that you too can do something about your country and not just waiting. And for us, we are still young. So once children are exposed to civic engagement and civic education, they learn that they can also do something about their country in their own capacity, where they are, how they are, and regardless of who they are. Thank you so much. So these are some of the words we're going to be using: heroes, devotion, inspire, integrity. What is your obligation as a citizen in showing your patriotic nature? Okay, so we have this pre-reading activity, and I am hope against hope that we're going to take part in it, because it leads us to our passage, which is going to be our last activity, the passage. So our second last activity is the pre-reading activity. So in the pre-reading activity, we have 4 questions. Yes, 4 questions. I want you to think about them. I'm going to give you 5 minutes. Look at these questions, write down your answers. For example, I'm going to ask admin. Who is admin? Please read for us the questions, our pre-reading questions, the ones that are going to brainstorm, to help us brainstorm and think about patriotism. Admin. You can unmute and you read for us these questions. Yes, please. I need a volunteer. I need a volunteer to read the questions displayed on our screens. Thank you, admin. And what's your name? What's your true name? I know you're not called admin. Oh, admin has lowered their hand. Natasha? Natasha, please unmute. Natasha?
Okay. I'm reading the questions. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, Natasha.
The first one is, tell us how much you know about your school, community, and country. The second one is, explain the meanings of the symbols on the national emblem of Uganda. The third one is, why do you think it is important to know your school symbols, national emblem, and school and national anthem. And the last one is, are there justifications where a citizen may not love their country?
Thank you so
you.
much, Natasha. Wonderful reading. Thank you so much. So, friends, we have this pre-reading activity, and I am hoping that we shall take part in it. Get your small book and write your answers. Just briefly. Just tell me how much you know. Tell me the name of your school, the motto, where it's located, what you like about it, even your community and country. You could have like 2-3 points for each. Then explain the meanings of those symbols that you know on the national emblem. Do you even know it? Do you know what it looks like? Don't you worry in case you don't, because we are here to learn, and I'm going to show it to you in the subsequent slides. Then, why do you think it is important for people to know their school symbols, their national emblem, and the school and national anthems? If you can give me like 3 reasons, I'll be good to go. Just give me a reason. Why do you think it is very important for people to know? Why is it important for children to learn the national anthem? Is it important anyway? We shall share. And yes, I want to confirm to you that it is very important. Just give me now. And finally, do you feel like there are some times where a citizen may feel like they don't love their country? And are they justified? Do you think they have a solid reason for it? You will share with me. So for this particular pre-reading activity, we are going to give it 5 minutes. Write your questions, your answers very fast. You may not write the questions because I'm going to keep them displayed on our screens. And then after 5 minutes, I am going to unmute, and then we share our findings or our answers with the rest of the class. Yes, the questions are still displayed. Answer them briefly. People, are we together? Class, are we together? Are we on the same page? Are we doing the same activity? Okay, thank you, Esther, for responding. Yes, so let's look at these questions, answer them briefly in our notebooks, and then we shall share at the end of 5 minutes. Thank you so much. You people. I am seeing your responses in the chat. Someone has said that English teachers always want to know it all. Why not? Okay, so I am hoping that you're working on your assignment. We had agreed that we are going to mute and answer the questions displayed on our screen. So we have like 2 minutes left, and then we shall start sharing. Feel free to share with us as much information as possible. We want to learn from one another. Okay, friends, the time is now for us to start sharing. You can raise your hand if you're ready. Raise your hand if you're ready to share with us. And I'm going to give the first chance to Alejandro. Kindly unmute and share with us.
Yes, teacher.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So now, teacher, I have to answer all the questions the way I've answered them.
Yes, briefly.
Okay. So about my school, I study at St. Mary's College, Subi. The motto of my school is Dukin Altum, and my school is located on Chisubi Hill in Katavi Town Council in Entebbe. Yeah. And about my community, okay, I won't say much about my community, but can say my community is located in Komamboga along Gayaza Road, because that's what I can say. And about my country, I'm proudly Ugandan. Um, my country, Uganda, is located in East Africa. It's located in East Africa, and the motto of our country is for God and my country. Yes, yeah, that's what I need to say. And for the second question, the meanings of the symbols on the national emblem of Uganda, I'll mainly say two, because on the national emblem there is a cope and a crested crane, of which the cope represents how Uganda is rich in tourism, and how many wild animals are there to for Uganda to showcase and show her neighbors that her tourism is the best. And the crested crane, since it's a natural bird and it's on the flag of Uganda, it represents peace. Yeah, yeah. The crested crane represents peace and shows that Uganda is a peaceful country. So how the for the next question, how I think it's important to know the school symbols, the national emblem, the school and national anthem. I feel that someone needs to know the school symbols, the national emblem, the school and national anthem, because it identifies a person from other people. Because if you're in a school, if I'm in school A, and then there's someone in school B, there will be like our school anthem, like my school anthem will be able to differentiate me from him, because because we have different school anthems, we have different school emblems. Yeah. And also for the national emblem and national anthem, it differentiates people in a country, because different countries have different national emblems and national anthems. So if that for the next question, the justifications why a citizen may not love their country, it may be in times of where people may be having wars, like okay, people having wars in their countries, like for example Israel. Like if it's a place that has a lot of wars, people have had very bad backgrounds, they saw their loved ones die in those wars, someone may lose the love that they have for their country because there's no peace. Yeah. Thank you, teacher.
Amazing. Thank you so much. You've done so well.
You're welcome.
And I love your answers, carefully chosen. And as you kept presenting, people kept adding you answers. I was here looking at the meeting chat. I'm so impressed with people that were giving complimentaries. And some people were saying some people may not love their country because of unemployment, because of when they are disgruntled, cost of living, and many other answers that kept coming. And about identity, I liked that point that you've given on the second last question. Why you should know your school, your community, your country, and love it is, it identifies you, it differentiates you from the rest of the world. And that is why even when you go for international events like soccer, World Cup, you will find that they first play the anthems of the countries playing for people to feel that warmth of identity. So if you're here and you don't love your country, sometimes you may feel lost. Feel lost. You wonder who you are, and it's not a good feeling. Thank you so much. Keep the constructive feedback coming in the meeting chat. I love it. Okay, let's choose another presenter. We may have like 3, then we go to our passage. Let me see. Yes, Heather? I've not heard your voice. I'll be glad to hear you present. Heather? Let's get to unmute. I see if that will help. Heather, do you think you're in position to present? Thank you.
Teacher, yes. Can you hearing me? Teacher?
Yes, we can. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. And by the names of Kwagala Heather, I'm number one is saying that tell how much you know about your school, community, and country. What I know about my school is that like my school is Vido Secondary School, and our motto is the struggle continues. I love it because it lands well. Then what I know about my community is full of people and where communal work is. And then what I know about my country is that people like are not in a good state. Not all of them that in a good state. Yeah. So that's it.
Thank you so much, Heather, for that wonderful presentation. Let me see. Joella? Joella, do you want to take the next chance? Joella is taking long to unmute, so I was trying to pick a name that has not spoken. So I'll give this chance again to Cherish. Cherish. Cherish, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yes, go ahead.
Do I answer all the second? Which one? Yeah.
Cherish, kindly speak up.
Do I answer only the second question?
You can answer all, but if you're comfortable answering one, then that's also okay. But if you had prepared answers for all, you can even go back to number 1, then number 2. Give us as much information as you can.
Then
Cherish Banang, I'm so sorry, I can't hear what you're saying. Kindly change your location and then we shall give you another chance. For now, let me give this chance to Samuel Oneka. Please unmute. Samuel, are you there?
Okay. Good afternoon, madam.
Oh, what's your name?
I'm Harriet from Cornerstone.
Oh, okay. Good to hear from you, Harriet.
Yeah. Okay, I want to answer just question number 1 and the last one.
Okay, impressive. Go ahead.
Let me talk about my school. I'm from Cornerstone Secondary School from Arua District. It's a good school. Our motto states, with discipline, success assured. About the community, it's a good community with different kinds of people. Then about my country, yeah, it's a good country with different also kinds of people. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Then number last, that are there justifications why a citizen may not love their country? Yeah, according to me, take for instance in USA, some people, in fact, even they don't believe, but they say there is it resibium? Yeah, so people may not love it just because of that. I'd like to stop here. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. So Harriet thinks that in situations where people take on perverse behavior and they take on unusual sexual orientations, it may cause loss of love for other people's country. Like the other citizens may feel like they don't belong well to a community, a society, a country that has people like lesbians, homosexuals, like that. That's Harriet's point. Thank you so much, Harriet, for sharing. Okay. So I can see we have very many hands up. People love their schools, people love their communities, they want to share. But we have to move on. Our time is fast spent. So on our next slide, we are seeing the national emblem and then the national flag, which also has the emblem in there instead of the crane. I think just for purposes of emphasizing the emblem. And I want you to just take a look at it. observe it, and be sure that you know at least more than 6 things on the national emblem. That is food for thought. We're not going to go into that. The geography teacher will do that. But I want you to be sure that at least you can name 6 and indicate what they stand for. It's good practice for you to know. So we are going to move first to the first slot. So this passage is entitled, Most Ugandans Are Ignorant About National Symbols. That's the title of this passage. And I want us to take turns in reading. Who is going to read the work on this slide? We have like 2-3 slides. So I want us to take turns. Who is reading the work on this slide? Any good reader? Yes, I see very many volunteers. I'm going to try to choose someone that has not said a thing. Gabi Desire, if you're there, kindly unmute and take us through this slide. Desire? Desire, are you there? So let me give this chance to read to Tracy. Tracy, if you can unmute. Oh, sorry. Let's see. Yes, Juliet. Juliet, kindly unmute. Juliet, please keep unmuted and read for us if you are willing. Just the work displayed, and the next slide will be given to another person. Should I give this chance to Sabrina? Sabrina, can you unmute? Oh. Okay. Tronella?
World over. Madam.
Yes, we can hear you, dear. Continue.
I read, which I've just joined the class.
Oh,
Okay.
yes, dear, you're reading for us. We are starting the story. We are reading a comprehension passage, and we shall have questions to answer at the end of your reading. So this is the first slide. We have like 2 more slides, and then we shall answer the questions in our books and present the work in our WhatsApp group. Okay?
So I read the first paragraph.
You read all that you can see on your screen.
Okay. World over nation symbols unity people by creating variable in icon description for a country's people, history, and values. At nation event, chess symbols are often to spur togetherness. However, while Ugandans adopted its own, such as the national flag, coat of arms, and the national emblem, on May 25th, 1962, and the symbols have been endowed in subsistence constitution of Uganda, many Ugandans have little knowledge to key status symbols that are supposed to be a source of pride and identification, even with the continent awareness. Complaints
Even with
about
the constant, just a moment, even with the constant awareness
campaigns about our national symbols in the media, at the public gathering. Some Ugandans turn a brief ear to such civil education programs. According to the survey carried out by Makerere University Department of Religion and Peace Studies, many Ugandans across almost all ages are starkly ignorant about the symbols. This has called into question their levels of patriotism. The survey at the implication of national symbols and values on patriotism and national development are carried out under the Makerere University Research and Innovation Fund in brackets RIF. It was considered in the sub-region of Buganda, Acholi, Teso, Rwenzori, and Kampala. Participants include residents, district commissioner in brackets RDCs, local council 5, leaders and members of patriotism club, in brackets regional patriotism coordinators, patriotism patriots, and patriotism
patrons and matrons.
And matron. Others are religious leaders, youth, journalists, teachers, and other local leaders. These categories are selected based on the fact that they have a certain knowledge and practice of patriotism, said the report. The project intended to address the knowledge and practices gaps among Ugandans in relation to the national symbols and values with a view of contributing to national development. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that wonderful reading. So we are going to get another person and then we'll analyze the first 2 slides at a go. I need to give this to a gentleman, so I'm going to choose Alejandro again. Alejandro, you're going to read for us this part of the passage on the second slide. Alejandro, are you there? Okay. Is legit boss a boy? Legit boss, your hand is up and would like to hear your voice as you read for us this work here. Oh, friends, do we have a volunteer? Because I don't want us to lose track. We are doing so well and we are almost coming to an end. Any volunteer? Please unmute and read for us. Any volunteer, please read for us the information on displaying on your screens. Ooh. Gloria, are you willing to read for us? Friends, are you there? Please unmute if you can hear me and say, yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, at least that's good. If you can hear me, please unmute and say, yes, you can hear me. I want to be sure that we are communicating.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, that's good. All right, so let's have a volunteer. Let someone read for us the information on our page. Any volunteer? So let me first lower these hands. Let me first lower all your hands and now get only people that are willing to read. I can't be having a forest of all 19 hands and there is no true volunteer. Yes, Favor. Favor, please read. Oh, good people. Hope. Meanwhile, as we are looking for someone to read for us loudly, you can be silently going through the passage. Yes. Many people may not love to read, but yes, you're faced with this. You must learn how to read and not just read, but also understand. So any volunteer, Esther, you can unmute. Esther, please unmute and read for us. I'm trying to get someone to read out aloud. We must get someone to read.
So it says the knowledge deficiencies were recorded at Madam.
Continue, we can
Amhara.
hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
The knowledge deficiencies were recorded at nearly all levels, and many Ugandans exhibited a lack of awareness for basic knowledge, such as the colors that comprise the Uganda flag. Many also exhibited good understanding of the national anthem and were unable to interpret the meaning of certain phrases in the national anthem of Uganda. For instance, the first phrase, "O Uganda, may God uphold thee," was interpreted differently to some, that the country is being upheld by God, and to others, it is a prayer to God, and to others, it is a prayer to God to uphold Uganda. The survey, which was funded by the government, revealed during a session on the national flag,
We have a problem. I think our reader has gone, so I'll be asking different people to unmute. Esther, I don't know why we've lost your voice.
Madam, I am unmuted. Can I get where she ended and I continue?
Continue from where you stopped.
I'm not so sure where she ended because I was trying to tell you to unmute us.
Oh, okay, sorry. So she ended on the 3rd paragraph. So you're going to start from during a session on the national flag.
Okay. During a session on the national flag, the responses given were there with 3 and 4 colors. The report added. Those that gave 3 colors based their argument on the lessons that they had received during primary school, where they were taught that the Uganda flag has 3 colors, while those who stated 4 emphasized that white, which forms the background of the crested crane, as standing for peace. The misinterpretation of the phrase in the words in the Uganda anthem was attributed to the anthem being in English, which posed comprehension challenges to some Ugandans. According to the report, the delay by the government to, I can't see that word clearly. To indigenize national symbols is also causing some problems. One of the participants from Port Portal City pointed out that the ignorance on how to use the Constitution was not their fault because little has been done to popularize the law of the land. It is my first time to open the Commission of Uganda and read it. It is my first time to open the Constitution of Uganda and read it since I was born. Therefore, the blame is not on us. One of the respondents was reported as saying, some people feel the execution of the national anthem at public functions, which is often done by a brass band, also makes it difficult to learn and sing the lyrics because it is the instrumental version that is played. According to the report, there was a misconception about patriotism being regarded as a political aspect for one party. That is to say, the ruling party are not for every Ugandan. Most Ugandans are not patriotic because they feel they are not loved back until their fundamental needs, are not loved back and their fundamental needs are not provided by the country, the report said. The report also blamed the problem on patriotic groups that are no longer active in communities regarding discrimination of information on love for Uganda, Dr. Paddy Musana, the principal investigator of the research project, attributed the problem to the overwhelming absence of civic education. This is a serious concern to me as a Ugandan. Why should a Muganda or Musoga sing their kingdom anthem and fail to sing the national anthem? Is it an issue of language or emotional attachment? We have not taught the people to love the beauty that Uganda is, Musana says.
Wow, we must all agree that Favor is such an eloquent speaker and a coherent reader. Thank you so much, Favor. So this is our last slide, and I want to get another voice, the very last one, and then we look at the questions. Well done to our previous readers. You have done us proud. So now let me see another reader. I'm trying to get a gentleman. Trevor, if you can unmute. Yeah, I'm told I need to give some people permission. Trevor, you can now unmute.
Understanding and appreciation of the value inherent in the national symbols is key to inculcating patriotism among the populace and for national development. We cannot talk about our rights without knowing the essentials. Issues concerning our motherland, Uganda, should be primrose path if we all pulled our weight to them and desisted from playing second fiddle to matters of national importance. If it means pricking our ears, then so be it.
Thank you so much, Trevor. So that is our passage. Yes, I know we've had the first loud reading. Usually we do the second and the third silent one. So this is a picture of just the national anthem and then a beautiful lake called Lake Bunyonyi. I know some people may have visited it and others maybe don't know it, but it's a beautiful lake in Uganda. The pictures that are accompanying the article. You don't mind them. So these are our questions. And this is going to be the last thing we do in this lesson. I am very, very interested in question number 8. Like I told you, it is on the learning outcomes. By the end of this lesson, I want us to panel beat and get those answers. What do you think should be done to inculcate patriotism in Ugandans? Students, what do you think can be done? I'm so interested in that question. However, I'm going to ask us to look at the questions and divide the load. And I see different people are here, their hands are up. I know many others are also in the lesson. We have all 83 still on the call. So if you have any question you think you can answer for us very well, depending on what we have read and what you know, like for number 8, you will raise your hand and share with us. The earlier we do it, the earlier we leave the lesson and bring it to an end. The questions are just 8. Some need just brief answers and others may need a bit of explanation, but that is okay. So here we go. I will give you like 2 minutes or 3 to look at the questions and choose the one you think you can answer. Then you raise your hand. Yes, thank you. Don't forget I'm interested in question 8. I love it. I want to see what you think can be done to make people that are disgruntled, people that feel justified not to love the country, to do it. And students, at the end of the day, someone will ask, this is English. Why are we even studying about patriotism? These are guiding topics that are supposed to get us talking, writing, listening, and then reading. So, sorry about that. Somebody interrupted me. I'm saying if we are in this lesson and you are not saying anything, you are missing out. You're not saying anything, you're missing out. Because at the end of the day, the goal is for you to learn how to speak in public, how to read, improve yourself. At the end of the day, we have language skills that you must get. That's why the topics are chosen to guide the discussions, to get something constructive to talk about, so that as you learn how to speak, you also learn about your country. As you learn how to write a speech, you also learn about pollution and environment. As you learn how to write minutes of a meeting, you also learn the purpose of children and parents living together. I'm just trying to think about the different topics that we have. So whichever topic we pick, make it a point for you to practice the language skills. It is very important. So if you're there, you're not saying anything, you're not writing anything constructive for us, you may be missing out, and it's not a good thing. Okay, so our questions are here. If you have already got your answers for any of the questions provided, let me check our hands. Raise your hand, we share and bring this lesson to an end. Okay, so I am going to start with Gloria. Let me start to unmute. Gloria, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Which question are you answering?
Yes.
Which question are you answering for us?
Question 8.
Oh, interesting. Go ahead.
I think patriotism should be inculcated. Yeah, in Ugandans. Through promoting the introduction of patriotism clubs in schools.
Okay, thank you very much, Gloria, for that wonderful answer to number 8. Impressive. I'm just going to be going in this order of how your hands appear. So, Hope, if you're there.
Yes.
Hello. Which question do you want to answer?
Number 8.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I think like patriotism can be inculcated in Ugandans through emphasizing like tourism, camping, patriotism camps. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you so much, Hope. Matrish?
Yes, madam.
Which question do you want to answer?
I want to question 2.
Okay, I am writing them down so that we don't leave any stone unturned. So we have now 8. You go ahead.
The symbols of the arm. The shield represents traditional weapon of defense.
Okay.
The sacred represents the gentleness and peace nature of people of Uganda.
Okay, that's
The national motto represents, it symbolizes that people of Uganda are God-fearing.
okay. Thank you very much.
The crested represents gentleness and peaceful nature of people of Uganda. The cob represents the richness of our wildlife in Uganda.
Okay, thank you. Do you
You're
have
welcome.
any other? Do you have any other?
The importance of the national symbols.
Okay, thank you so much, Makrish, for those wonderful answers. Angelica? Angelica?
Yes, ma'am.
Which question do you want to answer? Yes, Angelica, which question?
Let me think again.
Okay, all right. Yes, Nana?
I'll raise a hand.
It is well, it's okay. Yes, Nana? Question 5, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Nana. Go ahead.
I'm answering question 4.
Oh, okay. Question 4. Go ahead.
What were the findings of the survey? The findings of the survey were Ugandans finding challenges to learn the national anthem, and also them preferring to sing the kingdom anthems, for example, the Buganda and the Busoga anthem, compared to learning how to sing their national anthem. Thank you, teacher.
Before you go, why do you think from the passage, why do you think it's hard for people to sing the national anthem then if they can sing their local tribal anthems? What was the given reason? Okay. So yes, thank you, Nana, for answering those questions. And your answers are correct. People may not sing the anthem and they are blaming it on language barriers. They're saying, why don't they localize this anthem? And we put it maybe in our different languages and then we sing it proudly when we understand what it means. And I think I agree with them. Imagine people who don't know English, but they would never ever sing their national anthem. At the end of the day, you may term them as backward or maybe not patriotic, but they have a point. And in the passage, it is presented that they feel like if this anthem can be translated into their local languages, they will understand it and sing it much better, even standing upright without folding their hands, because by now, some people don't know what they are singing about. Yes, Troneda?
I'm going to answer number 1.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
A national symbol is a patriotic symbol representing a nation and a country worldwide. The national symbols are also known as scattered symbols because they are very much represented and honored by a nation.
Okay. Thank you so much. Do you want to explain their importance? Do you think they're important in any way?
Yes.
How?
The national symbols are important because they help in easy identification of a country. For example, the national flag, you can easily identify it by its colors, the black, yellow, and red. You can easily identify that it's for Uganda in its arrangement.
Okay. Thank you very much, Roneda. That's a wonderful answer over there. Juliet? Oh, let me give you permission. Okay. Yes, Juliet, unmute. Oh dear, something must be happening to Juliet's number. She unmutes, then it mutes again. So I'm going to give this chance to Imaro. Imaro, Joyela. Okay. Esther. Yes, Esther.
I want to answer maybe number 7.
Okay, go ahead. Thank you.
So the reasons people for not being patriots.
Go ahead.
We have the leaders.
Explain a bit more.
The leaders, first of all, the one who conduct themselves.
What do you mean? How do they conduct themselves?
For example, misinterpreting the constitution themselves.
For selfish reasons?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, thank you, Esther, for giving us that reason that is given by people for not loving their country and not being patriots. And I think that's a valid reason. Some people may feel like there is no hope for redemption when they are under the leadership of incompetent people. Thank you, Esther. Sabrina? Yes, Sabrina. Oh, sorry. Sabrina. Sorry, I intended to ask you to unmute. Yes, Sabrina.
Okay, teacher, I want to answer number 8.
Okay, go ahead.
To add on that point, patriotism can be inculcated in Ugandans by teaching patriotism in school and also putting Uganda first in everything.
Okay, thank you so much. Sabrina thinks that if patriotism is taught a lot more in schools, children will actually understand that it is important to love their country. Some people take it for granted and they don't think it's even an issue to even give a thought. And then putting the country first in each and everything that you do, even as you grow up, even when you're older and you're owning offices, you're having families, you're having people you take care of. When you put the country first, it makes a big difference and it helps in imparting the values and virtues of patriotism in Ugandans, in your reach. Thank you. Veron, yes. Veron M, if you can answer for us, number 6. I think number 6 and 3 are the things. 3, 5, 6. Yes, Nana. Nana? Oh.
Yes, teacher.
Please go ahead and answer.
I'm going to answer number 6.
Thank you.
What reasons are given to explain why some Ugandans find it challenging to learn the national anthem? As before, I gave the findings for the survey. So number 6 are asking for the reasons why Ugandans are finding challenges to learn the national anthem. 1, it is because of the language. English it's our official language, but not our local language. So some people are illiterate that they can't learn it and can't understand it. 2, it is because some people are not encouraged to learn it. Like at school, we are always encouraged to learn our national our school anthem. But if we are not encouraged to learn our national anthem, we shall not be able to learn it. So we shall just ignore it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for that wonderful answer. And before I forget, there is another reason that was given, that whenever we go for big functions, national functions, instead of the citizens, the Ugandans singing, actually, the anthem is given in its instrumental version. And then you find that the people are actually not singing. So the younger ones that don't know the song actually keep not knowing it. Those that don't know the words actually keep not knowing them. They keep quiet, nod their heads, or just stare on as the band does its thing. And you find that at the end of the day, people actually don't know the anthem. I liked that reason, and I thought someone was going to pick on it. So I don't want us to leave the lesson without giving it a thought. Let me see if Veron is in position to unmute now as we come to the end of the lesson. Veron, can you unmute? Yes, very good.
Reasons why some Ugandans find it challenging to learn the national anthem is that the national anthem is somehow, it's in English, and some Ugandans are used to speaking their local languages. That's what I heard.
Okay, thank you so much. That reason is given in the passage, and it's true, it's correct. Juliet, I am hoping that now you will be able to.
Okay, madam. May I like to answer question 8? In addition, how we make Ugandans patriotic, like planting seeds in young citizens, for example, teaching them civic education or telling them to practice patriotism, like planting trees to promote love for their environment, then having love for self first before another, then also organizing patriotism camps that will help to teach them about the love of our country. Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much, Juliet, for those carefully chosen answers. I like that point of loving yourself. Some people don't love themselves at all. And now when you cannot give from an empty cup. You have to love yourself first, then you can spread the love to your people at home, to your community, and then eventually to your nation. Thank you for citing that. It stood out for me, and many other wonderful points that you've given. Amazing answers. So I want someone to answer for me number 5. Is it 5? Yes. Cite examples from the passage which show that Ugandans are ignorant of their national symbols. Hey, what shows that these people are ignorant? From the surveys conducted and the answers given, what shows? Do we have someone willing? Tronela, are you willing to give us that answer, which should be our very last answer for this lesson? Yes, Tronela?
Madam, number what?
Number 5. What shows that Ugandans are ignorant of their national symbols? When they were asked questions, what did they say that shows that they are actually ignorant of their symbols, national symbols? What did you think about the fact that different people had different answers concerning the number of colors in the national flag? Do you think that is an example to show that people are ignorant? Well, I think so. Israel, your hand is up. We could give you the very, very last chance to speak. I see Nana is also up, so we could give the two a chance, and then they speak to us, and we summarize this lesson. Call it a day. Yes, Nana?
Yes, the question is cite examples from the passage which shows that Ugandans are ignorant of their national symbols. One is them failing to learn the national anthem. It's one way that shows that Ugandans are ignorant of their national symbol. They don't know the value of learning their national anthem.
Okay, that's true.
Then we can talk about, is it them also like failing to sing it during public occasions, like the way you say. Yeah, if they knew the value of the national anthem, they would not allow it to be played using instruments, but sing it themselves, stand at attention and upright in order to sing it. But since they are ignorant about their national symbols and how important they are to the country, they fail to do it. Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much, Nana, for that wonderful submission. And yes, those answers you've given are powerful and correct. Israel? Israel? Okay, I believe Israel is having issues. And you've unmuted.
Madam,
go ahead.
Number 5. Madam, number 5.
Continue.
Some Ugandans didn't know what other symbols represented. Symbols in the coats of arms, they didn't know what others represented.
Okay, yes, they just see it as a picture. They feel like these are just drawings. And then, in addition to Israel's wonderful answer, we have people that admitted that for them, they have never ever opened the national constitution. And you may find that even in this class of ours, we have people that have never touched the Uganda national constitution, and they have never opened it. So they don't know these things of in the constitution, what article this and this, they just hear it and they have never literally touched the constitution and later on open it to read it. So that's a sign that people are highly ignorant of their national symbols, and at the end of the day it affects the patriotism. When you don't know your rights, you don't know your obligations, you end up confused, and then you say, what do I have to love about this country? It's strange, you're strange to it, so you end up having no love. So ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much for your attention, for your patience. For today, we have introduced reading and comprehension. We have had a pre-reading activity where people told us about their schools, their communities, the importance of learning about your school, loving your country, and then situations where some people feel justified not to love their countries. And then most importantly for this lesson, we have also learned how we think patriotism should be inculcated in Ugandans. I am so glad that many people answered the questions correctly in the expected tense. Yes, because now, for example, number 8, if the question is, how do you think patriotism should be? Should. So your answer should be suggestive. Say, I think patriotism clubs should be introduced in schools, and then your answer will be correct. You can add something to it, but I'm now concerned about the tense of your answering. If you're giving reasons, you must be careful to present your answer like a reason Then we also read a passage that has shown us that most Ugandans are ignorant about national symbols. And I am glad that we have read it to the very end. I would like to thank all that took part in the reading. That's amazing. When we come for English language lessons, I implore you to come ready to participate. That's where the niche is. That's the difference. You can go to any other lesson, you keep quiet, and then you learn. But in this lesson, if you don't talk, chances are high that you're not benefiting. If you don't write anything in the meeting chat, you may not practice your spellings and general expression. So I want to thank all that took part in constructive feedback and not distracting the others. Thank you so much. That has been our time for this lesson. May God bless you all. I pray that God will keep you safe until next week. Hopefully we shall have another session next week, same time, same day. I wish you all the very best. I remain Teacher Safra. May God bless you for me. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody.
See you tomorrow.